So they took me through 6 hours of really pointless testing, and at the end of that, I'll never forget what she said. She said, I quote, "By my report, I see nothing that you can offer an employer, and I'm looking at you in the world of work." Well, me, I'm like, what the does that mean? I know that.
This episode of Nick Speaks is brought to you by the Columbus Restorative Massage and Wellness Studio. At Columbus Restorative, every session is designed to restore balance to the body and mind. From easing stress and tension to supporting overall wellness, their team provides more than just a massage. It's a complete restorative experience. It's about truly restoring your body and mind so you can show up as your best self every single day. Whether you're stressed, sore, or simply need time to reset, their team knows exactly how to help you feel renewed. And listeners of the Nick Speaks podcast can enjoy 20% off their next visit by booking online and using the code SPEAKUP at checkout. That's SPEAKUP, SPEAKUP. Take time to recharge, renew, and restore with Columbus Restorative Massage and Wellness Studio. Now let's begin today's episode of Nick Speaks.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this very special episode of Nick Speaks, the podcast dedicated to the disabled community where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud about the issues that matter to the disabled the most. I am your host, Nick Comstock. You guys, at the very beginning, I said this was a very special episode, and this is a very special episode because Nick Speaks went on the road, and I have the privilege to have an incredible speaking engagement with the folks at ViQuest, which is one of the largest home health care agencies in the state of Ohio. I had a speaking engagement there on Friday, October 17th. We had about 75 people in the room. Tony Britt, who is the vice president of day services, invited me there to speak to 75 members of his team, and I had so much fun. It was a great time. And so we were able to record the talk for you guys. Tony actually interviewed me about my life story and how I got started in public speaking and why I want to do what I do, why I do what I do. And I just had such a great time. And honestly, you're going to think that this is a stand-up comedy set, but it's not that because I can't stand up. So, but anyway, this is so much fun. Join me and the folks at ViaQuest right now as we go into my speaking engagement with Vice President of Day Services, Tony Britt. Okay, so I'm also legally blind, which is nerve damage in both eyes, which means that my vision is at 2200, which classifies me as legally blind. I don't understand why they said we don't put that in any medical files. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So, I was at an eye appointment a month ago, and they're like, Your vision is improving 2300. I thought, y'all need to go back to school because I don't want it. I'll take it, but it ain't nothing. So yeah, and I grew up being told that I wasn't going to accomplish anything that I'm doing now, that I would not be on my own, that I would not be in a romantic relationship, which I'm single, so hey.
So tell them what you told me and like how you got into that. What did OOD tell you? What did OOD say to you?
So, we love OOD, sort of. I don't really, but okay. So I've been through 3 different vocational rehab programs. I grew up in Indiana before I moved to Ohio, and they all told me the same thing. Don't be surprised, I'm gonna tilt back a little bit because I'm a little spastic, so. They all told me the same thing in different ways, which is that I was unemployable because of my disabilities. The one from OOD back in 2021, I will never forget, still stings to this day, even though we're halfway through the decade almost, which that's crazy to even think about. She said, they took me through all these things, you know. Could I put pegs the size of a grain of rice on a board? Could I move an arrow around with my foot, which I can't even stand, so I don't know how that's gonna work, but okay. You can laugh, it's okay. I can't stand, it's all right. So they took me through 6 hours of really pointless testing, and at the end of that, I'll never forget what she said. She said, I quote, "By my report, I see nothing that you can offer an employer, and I'm looking at you in the world of work." Well, me, I'm like, what the? He didn't tell me if I could curse, so I'm trying to keep my things. So I went through something called career discovery, which is where a case manager sits down with you and says, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do public speaking. I also want to get into acting and television and all that. So he took that information and found people that were in that field, and we interviewed them, and everybody I talked to said, you need to do podcasting. I mean, every single one. And that's where I met my podcast producer, Kyle. We're not mad at him, sort of. He was supposed to be here today. But he told me, he's like, I can't. I got dad duties. I'm like, dang kids. Anyway. So I understand. But yeah, we've done 61 episodes. And the podcast is called Nick Speaks, the podcast dedicated to the disabled community, where we speak up, speak out, speak loud about the issues that matter to the disabled the most. And my goal with the podcast is to bring people with disabilities from the back of the class to the front of the class. Now, you said this was a chat. I'm really working for my ability You're invisible, especially with that brown jersey on you, or whatever.
So
what's been?
Yeah. Actually, trying to get back into my but
yeah.
So, what's been your favorite like podcast, or to this point? What do you what's been your top?
Actually, I've done several of them, and There's been a few, but I think my favorite is the one that's going to come out this Tuesday, October 21st, and I'll try to keep this PG. Maybe not, because the rest of it's not PG. So,
Where's the beat button?
yeah, you're just gonna have to hold that down. The rest.
We didn't talk about this, so go ahead, Mike.
So no, but we very briefly, I interviewed somebody by the name of Tiffany Bowen, which is somebody I will put you in touch with as well. She has launched her business called Real Talk, talking to parents and families of those with disabilities and talking about real conversations that people don't want to have, people that they don't want to have it with the folks with disabilities. Example, sexuality. So if you listen to my podcast this week, you might think you turn on the Playboy channel. I promise you. Yeah. Yes, download it. It'll be there Tuesday, 7 a.m. So I can't think of a better morning than to start it off talking about sex. That's not good for me.
So how has this changed your life?
Sex?
I said that up. I said that up. I said that up.
Sony over here.
Okay.
So besides the sex, how has being a God's cat changed your life? How is that?
That's good. Well, the main reason for the podcast is to have, well, one of the main reasons, because there's several, but one of the main reasons for the podcast is to get me in events like this. I'm gonna make you hold my glasses. I'm sweating so much. For main events like this, to get my story out there and to show people that when it comes to people with disabilities, there's more to life than four walls, a TV, phone, and computer. And disability, although it's a pain in the butt, it doesn't mean that life is over. And in many ways, it's beginning. The people that I've gotten to meet, like my caregiver back there, who I hope is filming, otherwise he's going to be in trouble. You know, if it wasn't for the amazing people that I have met, like my caregiver and Tony, I don't know if that'll give me an extra 100 on my check.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but
So funny.
if it wasn't for some of the amazing people that I've met, this disability would just honestly suck. But it's because of the amazing people that I've had the chance to meet that it makes it all worthwhile. It also helps with the government check too, so. Thank you. Thank you.
How has technology changed your life?
technology has changed my life. It's also could get me in some trouble, but tune into the podcast to find out about that. For several years, I remember calling phone companies and asking them, do you have a phone that can read text messages and that can send text messages by voice? And a lot of their answers was no. And then the iPhone came out with Siri. Now, if you're an Android, I don't know why. Well, you said it, I did. So, but the iPhone came out, and that opened up a whole new world. Except when you're trying to text about somebody and you have to use your voice and that person's in the next room, that's when it really sucks. But, you know. But that has changed my life. I have a Mac Mini. I'm able to write emails and correspond. And if you get my emails and it's just one big long sentence, that's me. Okay, I don't take time to do any of the commas and the periods. I'm just trying to get my point across. So yeah, that's how without the technology that is available today, I wouldn't be able to do any of the work that I'm doing. Yeah. And when I hear about, complaints about being in this world and technology trying to spy on us, well, I already have caregivers that have to see me naked, so the technology is spying on me makes no difference. Tony's like, oh God, we're never having him again.
I'm good with you, man.
So, but if it really wasn't for the technology, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I am doing today. So I'm really blessed to have it, and it really has changed my life. And some people probably wish I would lose their cell phone numbers because I call them, but I really love my technology, although they don't listen sometimes. So, the stupid Alexas and everything else.
So clearly you have a second career as a comedian, easily.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, though, because I can't stand up. So.
Oh my.
And you said something. You said it takes like a special person to do this, to do what we do.
Yeah.
Say more about that. Tell them.
It absolutely does. I was in a training about a month ago, and I wasn't speaking at it, but we were going around the room talking, and the lady said, I just don't understand what people mean that it takes a special person, because it doesn't. And I thought, well, clearly, you're not a special person. But I didn't say that.
Oh man.
But it really does. And if you've been, I understand we're dealing with a lot of day program people today, but I'm sure some of you have been DSPs in the past, and you do know that it does take a special person. You can't just hire anybody to do this job. I'm on TikTok as well, and I made a video the other day, and I said, if you're looking to be a caregiver, but you don't want to give somebody personal care, don't even apply. Yeah. Because thanks, I needed time to wipe my sweat off. I said, don't even apply, because no matter what position you're in, whether it's day program or whatever you're doing in the field, your client may not need care at that time. They may not need help with it, but it takes seconds for somebody to get in a position where they will need the personal care. And I said this as well, you know, those people who go in and apply and say, I don't want to do personal care, I hope somebody doesn't say that to you or about you when you end up needing personal care in the hospital. Because it takes seconds for someone to get in a position like myself. It takes them a lot longer to look as good as I do, but it takes seconds to get in this position. And it really does take a special person. So I had somebody in my comments the other day, they said, I really want to be a caregiver. And I responded with another video and I said, I'm thrilled that you want to be that you really want to be a caregiver, but I want you to sit down with yourself and ask yourself these questions. And I don't have them in any particular order, so I only may remember 2 of them because this is all coming from memory. I'm not like a lucky politician with a teleprompter. Not that I wouldn't be able to read it anyway, I can't see shit. So I just saw Tony put his head in the hand. Is that W150's going off?
There's a mute button next to it.
I'll try. Well, I was holding the Kleenex. What are you doing? But I told them, I said, you know, I'm thrilled that you want to be a caregiver. I said, but I want you to sit down and ask yourself this question. Not just, do I really want to be a caregiver, but can I handle it? Can I handle the responsibility of another adult or another child, whatever field you end up working in? Can I handle the responsibility emotionally, physically, spiritually? Can I handle taking on, really, and I didn't say this in the video, but can I handle taking on the vice president position of someone else's life? You know, you guys have got your life, but then when you come into someone else's home, you've got to set your life aside and step into that vice president role. And I know they say that, you know, you have to set your life aside when you go through the door, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you've got, you know, kids that are struggling with school, kids that are too dumb to pay attention, you know, kids that are, I can say this because I don't have kids. So, you know, so you really have to say to yourself, can I physically, emotionally, and spiritually handle this? And if you can't, if you're needing more love and affection and more attention, and you can't give that to someone else, then chances are this field isn't for you. And if you don't have patience and you're in this field, baby, why are you still here? Honestly.
That's it.
I said this on the video the other day too. You know, you have to have the patience of Job to do this job. I love my caregiver back there sitting there. I've been with Rekindle Living for about a year, and it has been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I told him just a few days ago, I said, this is the first year in my adult life, and I'm 35 years old, but I actually feel like I have control of my life because he has really stepped up, and we've been on 5 road trips this year. We went to Pennsylvania this week and came back in the same day, which that we'll never do again. I didn't need alcohol to have a bad hangover. I just had that because, dear God, I slept all day that day. And the name of the agency fits so well because at the time I came across Restorative, I really needed my life to be rekindled. I was really suicidal. I didn't want to be here. I still struggle with that on a daily basis, but I come to events like this and I'm rejuvenated, and I realize that I have purpose. I realize that God has me here for a reason. You know, I don't know what your religions are. It doesn't really matter to me. It's just if you're living without God, I don't know how you do it. And I'm not trying to shove a religion down anybody's throat. I take religion and throw it out the door and run it over a couple times. But that's how.
So he talked about Playboy. That's cool.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
It's called grace, you know.
You can talk about it. Don't apologize.
Yeah. But, I mean, once I get married, I may calm down a little bit, but, you know, well, I don't know. I mean,
Somebody's going to say.
somebody's got to take over for you after.
So you said something, like, what'd you say about the top caregivers? What'd you say, what usually happens to them? Like your top caregivers. And you know, before that, can we get Darius some love, Steve? He's fantastic. What'd you say about, what'd you say?
Well, the top caregivers, guys, I love you, but damn, stop getting promoted. So it's just like, you know, and now I have an amazing team. I'm not trying to steal anybody from here, but hey. So, but if you don't feel fulfilled in this job, I don't know if it's the position you're in. I don't know if it's, you know, something you've got going on personally, but stay. Because that man standing right over there trying to make me look good, I hope has really become my family. And
It's all about?
that's what you guys become. And I know we have a system that says don't get too close, and I say can I get the 150 back? Okay, all right, that's good. I redeemed myself. Praise God. Didn't even have to go to church. I love it. Anyway.
Wow, I knew y'all gonna just love him.
So, but if it wasn't for him, I don't know if I would honestly still be here. I mean, when he came in, when Rekindle came in, hadn't had a shower in 4 years. I come to find out, I wish y'all had some tea because this is gonna be hot. Anyway, come to find out that the owner of the last agency that I was working with was still clocking in at my previous agency and leaving me to fend for myself. But that's okay. I'm in a good position now, and I wouldn't change anything for the world except maybe finding Rekindle 2 years earlier. And I really applaud them because they opened during the pandemic. And anybody that has the balls to open, I'll just say it, the balls to open a agency during worldwide pandemic is an outstanding group of people. And they don't just treat me like this. They treat everybody like this, although I do feel like a little bit of a celebrity, so. And you know, their name is so fitting, Rekindle. I go back and I look at some of these names, you know, loving hands are on the way. Really? How loving are you? You go through some of that personal care and get through some of those body parts. I'm like, really? These hands are not hands of love, but okay. I told you, just look for that podcast on Tuesday. It's a lot worse. Oh, gee. But yeah, so we good. I got a list of questions there.
You did. We've been going through them, actually. Okay. Honestly, but you've been doing great. So. Yeah, lastly, I want to kind of close up here with, like, how would you, what would you say to encourage everyone here? What would be kind of like your closing kind of words?
Well, what would I say to encourage you? You each could give me some cash on this. I'll encourage that. No, but really, stay true to what you know, which is your business is caregiving and people. And if you honestly lose that passion, and people do, don't be afraid to hang it up. Don't be afraid to hang it up and let the next generation come in if you've lost that passion. Now, I know we're thinking, oh God, the next generation don't even like to work 4 hours. Yeah, and but really, just keep the passion going. For caregiving, that is. And if you need to talk to me, he's got my email. I have a limited number of business cards that you guys can take and email me, and I'm on TikTok, 76,000 followers.
Email is up there too.
Oh, it is up there? Which one? Is that the one from my OnlyFans account? Okay, great. But I don't know if we have any time.
Yes, we do.
I don't know if we have any time for questions,
Yeah.
but
Before that,
tissue, please.
Wow, that was so much fun. Just listening to that again and having all the same laughs at the right spots. Man, that was a blast. I'm telling you, if you listen to that on the audio version of the podcast, you're gonna want to go back and watch it on my YouTube channel. We tried to get the sound as good as we could. There were some spots that dipped down. So if you weren't able to hear everything quite well, go to YouTube. You should be able to hear it better. But I had so much fun again with Tony Britt, the vice president of day services at ViaQuest, and 75 of his team members. It was just an incredible day. The caregivers felt uplifted, they felt recharged. And what I said, believe it or not, what I said, little old me, made caregivers want to do more, according to the folks at ViaQuest. And this is great because this is not the last speaking engagement that I'm going to have at ViaQuest. We are in talks right now to have a speaking engagement at ViaQuest at their northern campus. So if you are in the Akron, Ohio area and you work at ViaQuest, I'm coming to you pretty soon. So with me making this announcement, Tony and his team got to hurry up and get me to Akron because now people are going to want it after they watch this podcast. So I had such a great time with Tony and the folks at ViaQuest. I hope this made you laugh today. If you are out there listening and watching and you would like me to come speak at your event or to your caregivers, email me at nickspeaksofficial@gmail.com. nickspeaksofficial@gmail.com, and we will talk about pricing and how I could get there and everything else. I want to come have fun with you guys. Nick Speaks on the Road was just awesome. And this is one of the main reasons the podcast is here, so that I can expand my public speaking career and get on the stage and be in front of you guys, because there's just something about being in front of a live audience that I just love compared to just being in front of a camera every week. So if you want me to come speak at your organization, please email me at nickspeaksofficial@gmail.com. Thanks again to the folks at ViaQuest and the Vice President of Day Services, Tony Britt, for having me. This is the Nick Speaks podcast, where we speak up, speak out, and speak loud about the issues that matter to the disabled the most. Have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.